I'm Tato. I'm the communications lead at Aragon. We're a project building a platform and a network for governance. Aragon Core is a platform for decentralized organizations where anyone can easily create and maintain their organizations and create value. The Aragon Network is a digital jurisdiction for decentralized organizations that will create a digital jurisdiction along with the decentralized court.
Hi, I'm Tadu. I'm the communications lead at Aragon, as Yuki told us. So, Aragon, we are trying to democratize governance, and we believe that decentralized organizations can solve some of the world's worst problems. Now, many of you, or some of you might think that, why would governance matter? Why would I need it for something? So, let's first talk about what is governance. Basically, it's just making decisions. And everyone needs to make decisions. And especially in a decentralized cryptocurrency blockchain environment, you need to give the people the power to make those decisions, or otherwise you're just a centralized entity making all the decisions. Aragon has mainly two different parts that we're working on. Aragon Core, which is a platform for creating decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. And now some of you might think that, oh, but DAOs are the worst. Well, no. The concept is actually really good. There was one bad one, of course, that many know. But that's the one part. And the other part that we're creating is the Aragon Network. And that's an important part because while we have decentralized organizations and systems, we're going to need a digital jurisdiction. So that's what we're building with Aragon Network. Smart contracts can have trustless environments, but smart contracts can't understand everything. So there's going to be disputes that need to be resolved between humans, because humans are still running these organizations and systems. So let's talk about Aragon Core first. About 2 weeks ago, we launched the beta, Aragon Core 0.5, the architect release. You're welcome to try it. It's available on the Rinkeby testnet right now. You can go to our website at aragon.one or directly to app.aragon.one. So Aragon Core has these pretty basic functions right now. So, decision making by voting. There is right now only a binary option, yes or no, 1 or 0. We are working on some different governance models. Right now we have 2 working groups. One is for token curated registries, or TCRs, and another for liquid democracy. So those are options that are currently being worked on. And another one that's interesting is Futarchy, which Anna explained earlier. And so that's the voting app in Aragon Core right now. Token Manager is second. So once you have an organization, you need to have some way to manage those tokens, because everything's tokenized. Every share, every vote is a token. So with that, you're going to need Finance, which is the third app. So Finance is the third app. So that gives you tamper-proof, effective accounting. You can bring your tokens to the organization, or Ether, or possibly other assets in the future. And then you're going to need permissions, which can be pretty fine-grained in Aragon Core. That's an app that's coming. It's not ready yet in the beta. So Aragon Core is powered by Aragon OS. I'll get to that later more. And everything is open source. So you don't like it, go enhance it. It's on GitHub right now. And then we have the Aragon network, a digital jurisdiction, as I was saying. So this is probably going to be the first decentralized jurisdiction with a decentralized court system. So this is an opt-in system, or it's going to be. It's still being worked on. We have a version 2 of our white paper coming out soon, or relatively soon, which gives a lot more information about the network, but it's still under heavy research and development. We have some details, like, of course, you're going to need that dispute resolution, and you're going to need tokens and stuff, and yeah. There's not much else to say right now, but it's coming, and you can read the old white paper if you want. It has some of the design elements, like decentralized court is going to have 3 levels. So if you create a dispute and you're not happy with the result, you can elevate it to the second realm, which is the other the next level, and then you have the Supreme Court with the 3rd level. So all of this is powered by Aragon OS. And what it is, it's a smart contract framework for dApps and protocols. So any dApp, any protocol that wants to have governance, let's say Melon wants to add governance, or MakerDAO wants to become a DAO, they can implement Aragon OS just by taking these smart contracts, or this architecture of the framework, and implement it in their system. And that gives them upgradability. And that's kind of important in smart contracts, because usually they're not upgradable. But with the Aragon OS architecture, we have this delegate proxy system, which is based on 2 elements, the kernel and the access control list, which is coming from the Unix Linux architecture. And then we have governance. So any dApp protocol wants upgradability and governance, they can use Aragon OS. And with the release of Aragon Core Beta 0.5, we released our video, which we're now going to show.
So you asked me if there's going to be a revolution. I think there's already a revolution happening. We're seeing it everywhere.
Honestly, I feel like blockchain is almost slipping through the cracks. They don't even see that we're a threat yet. If you have a decentralized entity that people can opt into, that starts performing services that the government used to provide, then what do you need these guys for? Bitcoin is the first real experiment in DAOs. It's the first DAO that ever existed.
What's a DAO? I mean, decentralized autonomous organization is what it stands for, right?
Basically, a decentralized autonomous organization is an organization in which you can interact with it without having to go through an intermediary.
I think that's very important for us to have tools that are really censorship resistant.
We have evolved so much as a society, but yet our governance structures are hundreds of years old.
We had a long period of monarchies, right? And that was a very centralized form of governance. And we had a great evolution with democracies, right? Spreading that power a bit more. Now, I would argue that corporations are superseding nation states in terms of their power.
You're a digital serf right now, living on Facebook. You work the land, you work the feed, and they take all the benefit. They take all of the value, right? It's a free service where you are the product.
Systems tend to perpetuate themselves. In other words, capitalism tends to do what's best for the market. maybe not what is best for all the individuals who comprise the market.
Silicon Valley, they tend to fund projects or companies that are trying to solve very much first world problems. How do you get your food 5 minutes quicker? How do you get your Uber 2 minutes faster? Whereas with blockchain technology, we have the ability to fund initiatives that will produce true social good and provide value to the most undervalued parts of humanity.
This is the most egalitarian way to construct systems.
The culture is moving faster than the nation state can handle, right? We can have that same personal feeling that I have with my neighbor with the people in a chat room.
Traditional government institutions take tremendously long time to fail, and when they do fail, there's usually violence, so we try not to let them fail.
But today, we are in the first time in history that we can actually try out new governance models without the need of people getting killed, because we can try those governance models from the comfort of our sofa.
In the mathematical realm, you cannot threat an algorithm with a gun.
Because it's unstoppable. It's open source code. The cat's out of the bag right away when someone has the idea.
Anything closed source is like saying, I'm a scientist and I've proved something, but I'm not going to show you how I proved it.
It's just free. You download it from the internet, it's open source, you want to enhance it, you do it, and if you don't like it, you can just fork it.
And if we have means by which groups can connect to each other to form larger governance structures that govern the entire whole, then we have something that kind of is resembling a fractal structure.
If you think about kind of other examples of superorganisms, you have like beehives and ant colonies, or even just the human body itself is a bunch of cells and microorganisms that are all working together in a single like human body as their environment.
But now what we have proliferating with crypto networks is actually these supranational protocols in which human activity can be governed on this international basis without nation states, without corporations.
So what it allows is for people to come together from wherever, and they can interact together, they can make decisions, they can share in the common enterprise, and then they can all benefit together.
Governance ends up being a really key part of making that work. And if you view blockchains from an evolutionary standpoint, this may be the most critical feature one could imagine.
Any organization of any kind, from your mom and pop shop to your decentralized autonomous organization, can create an entity on Aragon's network and use it for all kinds of things, like their cap table, like payroll, to show where their finances are going, for voting, for upgrades, to the way in which that organization works.
Aragon is a tool that I think will spawn many different early attempts at decentralized governance structures, which, if implemented well, will be powerful.
It's actually two components. So the first one is the Aragon platform to build and govern organizations, societies, and protocols. And the other part is the first digital jurisdiction that has ever existed, the Aragon network.
That doesn't happen very often in the real world. It's rare that you get to set up a new central bank or a new government. So I think we're going to be in sort of this Cambrian explosion of experimentation on both of those fronts.
But with any huge transition that happens in human history, they are very insistent in making us believe that we need them. So the incumbents are trying to use their marketing power, their communication power, their surveillance power to convince people that they still need them. But the market and the people will eventually figure it out that they don't. And that will be the end of the establishment.
All right. So as it often is with technology, that didn't play perfectly. If you want to see the complete video, go to the YouTube.